At this time, we'll open our meeting to public comment. Those wishing to speak must state their name and address for the record after they are acknowledged by the board chair. Each person will be limited to 2 minutes to make his or her remarks. Speakers will address all comments of the board as a whole and not one individual commissioner. The board may not take action on an item presented during public comment period unless the item is already on the agenda for action. When appropriate, the board may refer inquiries and items brought up during the public comment period to the county administrator for follow-up. And as a reminder, if you're here for public comment, we ask that you step to the podium so you can be heard. Public comment?
Yep. Robert Grant, 7589 County Road 13, Nisswa, Minnesota. But I have property on County Road 26, off of 26 that is going to be there. I got a lawyer hired so that he's been doing all the work. But I want to know the 10 resident homes on alternative 2. That's one of my questions that he came back with, that there's 10 homes. There's no 10 homes on alternative 2. How can I get 10-day notice if there's going to be a meeting that affects my son's property and my property? And I need a risk assessment because I've hired a hydraulic engineer. I'm hiring a hydraulic engineer to go over all the notes and prove to me that I'm not going to get flooded out. I was going to talk about eminent domain because I felt that was putting the cart before its horse, that she took care of that at the other meeting. And I just felt that you should negotiate in good faith before you go into eminent domain. And I had good results in Crowley County. Talked to the engineer, we got it set. I would like to make I'd like you guys, if you have a chance, just to run out and take a look at my place, because you can see just by driving up, and you can drive in the field if you want. If you got 4-wheel drive, you can go down and look by the creek. It's all, everything dishes in there. You build a bridge there, you're definitely going to fund my son's house. And so I need to know if I'm going to have to hire somebody to build a new house or what we're going to do on that premise. And then I have an attorney that will take care of all my emails that I send to the county, because they can't respond to me, I guess, according to what I've understood. And so I will also make a proxy of Mark Litke. He's going to be my proxy because it's a 9-hour round trip for me each time I come down. And so I'm going to have him represent me at meetings like this to speak. And so I'm just giving you a heads up, so, because I'll go through my lawyer for any formal requests, but trying to be cheap. But I don't mind spending $1,000 a month, but I don't want to get huge bills because I'm going to spend money on that hydraulic engineer. So I hope that as soon as you can get that information to me, because I can get the hydraulic engineer hired and show him the documents that you're saying won't cause flooding, and see what he says. So I'm 100% comfortable with doing it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Bob. Any other public comment?
I'm Denny Iverson. I live on County 43 in Crash Corner, and what I got is nothing bad, nothing, but I'd like some information. If you're going to do something, somebody's got to inform us. We can't get a message on Wednesday night, and then Thursday night we come to the meeting and they're moving us out of the area. Now, as hard as it is to believe, I'm getting to be an old person, and my wife is kind of the same, and she's a full-blooded German person. I've got papers on her. And believe me, it is not easy if she's fooled. All right? And she practices her speeches, and guess who the audience is when she's practicing? And so just be a little bit informative, whoever is handling this, and I know it's a real big job. I understand that, okay? And just let us know what's, kind of keep us up to speed on this stuff. Thank you.
Just kidding.
I, Gail Jorgensen, 249 East Main Street in Owatonna. But that's not where I grew up. I was born in the Milwaukee area. And my very first big adult word when I was 3.5 was eminent domain. And I knew what it meant. Because the city of Brown Deer, the county of Milwaukee, decided to take our family home that my parents built out of, Papa Mechanic van, the little Weyerhaeuser plans, the little Wrangler, and we had a very happy family. My parents built that themselves, they were very happy. So it was taken away, and my parents had to rush and find somewhere else. They landed in Mequon, which is a bougie community, and they were never happy. And that caused a lot of stress to our family, incredible stress. And so what I'd like you to be aware of as you look at eminent domain is not only the cost monetarily, but the cost emotionally for families. And there's more examples I can cite. For me personally, I didn't get any notice that you might lob off part of my yard for a Main Street project. I understand that's tabled for now. But I was new to the community, the realtor didn't tell me what was going on, and I had no notice of the meeting. I found out afterwards. And that's not right either. They should have made every effort, especially with the new residents. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good evening, Matt Sennett, 2519 Stony Creek Drive, also here to talk a little bit about the East Side Corridor and some concerns that I and other residents have, just like Bob back here shared with his son's property and his property up this morning. Last time I talked a little bit about 26th Avenue and how the comparison of that to the East Side Corridor project is disingenuous at best and negligent at worst. You can't compare 26th Avenue, 26th Street rather, to the East Side Corridor because 26th Street existed before the homes were built up to it. And I produced a document last meeting that showed the Department of Transportation and all the regulations and advice they have for builders who are going to build on busy streets like 26. You can move bedrooms around so they're not facing the street, use more rigid building construction materials, put insulation in the walls that face the, increase insulation in the walls that face the roadway, those sorts of things. With the East Side Corridor project, the county highway that's being proposed to be placed right next to homes and neighborhoods, those homes don't have that same luxury to just rebuild their homes to be safe along those types of roads. And speaking with the state aid office too, that is dealing with this project, they were shocked and would be shocked to see this road any closer than 800 feet to homes like this. And so the fact that we're wanting to put this in a right of way that is as close as 17 feet from a home there in the neighborhood, it just bewilders us. We just can't even understand it. And the hit piece that was put out on us residents inside of town there in the Owatonna People's Press recently by county staff was disgusting. We've been pretty consistent with saying that the home that is most affected in our neighborhood is as close as 15 feet to the right-of-way. Comes back, the company that's working with county staff on this project says 17 feet. I don't think that's debunking residents at all, like the article said. That's pretty disgusting to have to see that. I'm not sure if you saw it, but I encourage you to read it. I would just end with saying this. This road is going to be a legacy for all of you here in the room. All of your names are going to be attached to this road because of so much work that's already gone into this. And it's going to be either a good legacy for you in that you've built a very safe road that's a safe distance from homes and done the right way, or it's going to be a disastrous road with lots of safety issues, accidents, crashes, deaths. Putting something this close, this county highway this close to residences. So I would just end with that, and I really hope that we can count on you to discuss all the safety precautions that would be in play for this road, just as you did earlier with the cannabis laws and keeping us safe from drugs, drug dealers, and that sort of thing. Thank you in advance.
Melissa Zimmerman, 2525 Stony Creek Drive. 2 weeks ago, a fatal pedestrian hit and run happened on Cassaw 45, a road much like the proposed East Side Corridor. 5 days later, another hit and run on Rose Street left a child traumatized with witnessing their dog's death. The next day, another pedestrian was hit near Morehouse Park. Just hours later, a bicyclist struck near Hy-Vee. Their bike pinned beneath the vehicle. Earlier this year, an elderly man and a 2-year-old kid, 6 people have been struck by cars this year alone. Is this our new normal? Some may question the concerns I raise about the data behind the East Side Corridor project, assuming I speak only as a concerned citizen. However, with a degree in mathematics and computer science, I have spent years studying data and analysis. The 61-page document submitted to the federal government is filled with skewed and misrepresented data to favor a biased selection. Alternatives 3 and 4 are statistically similar. Something the report itself admits on pages 38, 40, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, and others. Each of these pages confirms alternatives 2 through 4 are similar. Only 2 seconds of congestion relief on Mineral Springs is addressed. Why then wasn't alternative 4 fully explored? I'm told the reason is a single farmer opposed it. Why should one person's preference carry more weight than the safety of hundreds? Page 45 even notes that these alternatives will primarily benefit future developments. As residents who would gain the most from 29th Avenue, we are telling you, we are not okay with its location or the safety risks it imposes. We need infrastructure built for the future, not for the past. The final pages estimate $2.3 million for a noise wall and $7.2 million for urban roadway, costly avoidable expenses. Alternative 4 could save $5 to $10 million, avoid residential impacts, and provide the same benefits. It could even be modified to curve into 29th Avenue south of Rose Street, safeguarding both residents and the farmer. Our community is already facing a serious traffic and pedestrian safety crisis, and adding the East Side Corridor as currently planned will only increase these risks. The 29th Avenue proposal falls short in prioritizing safety, congestion relief, mobility, and fiscal responsibility. The data has the answers. We need you to take action to protect our community. You have the opportunity to make the right choice, just as you did with the Beaver Lake eminent domain situation. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Avoidance should have been considered from the beginning, but it's not too late to prioritize it now and protect residents. These aren't just statistics, they're real lives.
Is there any other public comment? All right, at this time, we'll close the meeting to public comment. Any court? All right, thank you, Dale.
Thanks, Dan.
All right. Number 24, adopt resolution authorizing acquisition rights, expedited quick take eminent domain proceedings from the CSA 28 Beaver Lake Park project, page 244 of your board packet.
The Commissioners, as we talked about in the work session, we've delayed the project until 26, give us more time to try to acquire the eminent domain, or excuse me, acquire that property by negotiation. So at this point, we withdraw the request until a later date. So no action is required at this time.
Any board's wishes? Board's wishes? All right. The resolution, because the resolution has not been offered, it fails for lack of motion. All right, so we'll move on. Thank you.
Thank you.